Hello everyone, welcome to Fast Track on Herald Global. I am Saimik Sen. Joining us today, Miss Nehal Aziz, an accomplished Emirati footballer, balances a thriving career with a passionate dedication to football, representing UAE nationally, and she also advocates for women's sports development. First of all, thank you so much for taking out this time for us. Welcome to Herald Global.
Thank you. Thanks.
So let me begin by asking you, what sparked your interest in football?
Actually, I was always interested in sports. Football came like at a later stage in my life. Actually, I always used to play volleyball or basketball in school. But then when I went to university in Canada, actually, I discovered football in my last year. So that's how it happened.
So growing up, who were your inspirations?
To be honest, I wasn't interested. Like I would watch, obviously a World Cup or like, but I wasn't, back then also we didn't have the coverage that we have now. Like all these, you can watch any league, any match, any times, and you have all these channels and broadcasts, but we didn't have those options. So even like watching the World Cup was like a challenge. So obviously the usual like Maradona and all the the Argentinian
the legends basically.
The legends, yeah, that we all grew up to. So
okay,
but it wasn't like because I liked playing because I didn't know football at that time. I just because everybody was watching and it's an interesting game.
Okay, so as a woman football player, like what kind of challenges have you faced?
I want to say like because in women's football still like at the stage when I started, there wasn't like you couldn't be a professional player, so it was always like you work and you play, which is what I was facing in terms of managing my time. So working during the day. So I'm an architect actually, so I used to work all day, and then after finishing work, drive really far to play, and then just repeat that on the next day. So that was, I would say, main challenge was that I couldn't dedicate all my time for football. I had to like manage.
Okay. So before the before any kind of a match, apart from like physical training, is there any kind of a mental preparation that you go through before the match?
Yeah, actually, the mental is very important. Like you said, you can really win or lose a match because of your mental state. And it could be your own mental state or it could be the whole team. So you really have to, zone in, just forget about everything else, focus on the game in hand, find a way to relieve your stress because it's very stressful match day, the day before the match, or actually the match day, or a few hours before the match, and even in the match. So depending on the results, of course. So yeah, the mental part is very important, and then there's each player is different. So some players like use music, some players use like meditation, some players like to be alone, some players like to make jokes. So it depends really on each player how they are.
Okay, so can you share your experience of representing UAE women's national team in various tournaments?
Obviously, it's an honor, first of all, to be selected and to represent your country at any level. So it was like that first match or the first tournament or the first camp when I had that opportunity. It was obviously a great responsibility and a great honor. And the experience, obviously, all of them, I'll never forget them. With my teammates, with my coaches, with the matches that we played or the countries that we traveled. So it's really like unforgettable experiences that like I can't really describe them. They're very special, and they are in my memory forever.
Okay, so tell us about your association with Abu Dhabi Wolves.
Actually, so I in terms of clubs, I actually play for Abu Dhabi Country Club. I'm associated with Abu Dhabi Country Club, but due to league rules, so each like the past year, I had to play for another team. So I went to Abu Dhabi Wolves, and actually this year I'm not playing with them anymore. I'm playing for Pioneer Sports Academy. So it's different. It changes a lot. So I don't have a lot to say in terms of my time with Abu Dhabi Wolves because it was very short. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy playing matches with them, but it was a bit of short term.
Okay. So winning 4 times in a row, UAE Women's Football League, how was the experience?
Like definitely, it's not easy for any team to win 4 times in a row. So every year it gets harder, and every year the competition obviously gets more competitive. So you don't know like if you're gonna again lift the trophy. And I think the fourth year was really hard, and it was very, very close results. So it was very special. That fourth time was very, very special, and unexpected victory at the end, and it was really nice to retain the title for 4 years in a row.
Okay, so something which is very unique that I found about yourself, the transition from a goalkeeper to defender. Okay, how has it impacted your game?
Okay, so the transition was, I'm not gonna say smooth. I'm gonna say it was actually because of an injury. So I had a really bad eye injury as a result of a match while I was goalkeeping. So I got kneed in my eyes, and that injury was very, I would say, life-changing. It affected me for 6 months. At that time, I was contemplating whether to go back to playing or stopping. And I obviously I wanted to go back and play, and I decided that I wouldn't want to risk again that type of injury. So the closest thing was defending instead of being a goalkeeper. I still do sometimes goalkeep just for fun, but I decided let me try outfield, and I actually enjoy playing outfield a lot now. So I would say, I don't want to say I'm glad this accident happened, but I'm glad that I did go back and try something different.
Okay. So you have been named the Sportswoman of the Year by UAE Football Association. How does it feel?
It was definitely an honor. I didn't expect that, and it was very joyful celebration, and all my teammates were very, very supportive. And that year especially was full of achievements from in terms of national team, or in terms of my personal achievements. I had dedicated a lot of my time to my team and the league and the matches, and the association was very kind to acknowledge that and give that award.
Okay, so have you set any goals for the next season of football?
So obviously I do set goals every time I decide to continue playing, or decide to, whether it's in my career as a player, or in my career as a member of the football association, or let's say group, or promoting women's football in general. Is mainly to promote women's football in the UAE and in the region. Also to have a role as a woman in football in general, not only for women's football. So I have other roles that I play as well. In terms of playing, like I said, I do enjoy playing, and my goal is to, in any team that I join, is to help them basically, obviously have good results, and help my teammates, especially the younger generation, to achieve their goals, and for them to have a long future in the game.
Okay. So tell us about your appointment as the first woman Emirati match coordinator.
Yeah, that's again, my football world is full of surprises. So again, the association was very kind in recognizing my efforts and promoting women in new roles. So they did again contact me for that, and obviously I didn't hesitate 1 minute to accept that. And it was very, again, one of those special memories that I will never forget, and it was a great experience. And it's kind of paved the way for other women as well to be involved for the next times around.
Okay, so what's inspired your interest for studying sports management?
Again, so like I was saying, I'm really interested in sports in general, and interested in the management side of it. So I did like the association provides players with opportunities to either go into coaching or refereeing or management. I found myself more in management, other than I have tried coaching courses and I've tried refereing courses and I've tried other things, but I found that I can provide more expertise or more experience and work in management, which is why I'm more focused on that part of the sports for the next years.
Okay, since you mentioned about coaching and contribution, so can you share more details about how you plan to contribute towards the women's football team of UAE?
Again, like I was saying, so if all the players have a role in that, and we all have to, obviously we have to think about your career after you stop playing. And if the players themselves don't take a role, nobody will do that. Nobody from outside will come and know more about the sport or know more about the team rather than more than the players themselves. So we each have a role to play, and we each choose the role to play based on our interests and our capabilities and our time. So like I said, the association and federation have really like instilled that in us from the beginning. So while we're playing, we were taking these courses so that to pave the way that, when you decide, even if you don't decide you want to play and do something else, which is possible as well. So you don't have to wait till you stop playing football to be involved in other parts of the game.
Okay. So talking about that, what kind of support, that a women's football team gets UAE in terms of sponsorship and different companies coming into picture? How is it like?
So I believe there's room for improvement in that, and it's I would say in general, like not just for the women's sport, in general, like the football scene needs more, like you said, sponsors, and needs more interest and the audience. So it's something that we all need to work on individually and as a team. So I think like we tend to expect that to come from the top, but I think we have to start actually from the bottom ourselves to improve the level of the football and to improve the number of games we play, all of that, and the results, so that there is more interest into the sport. So if you're not performing, if you're not training, if not, nobody will be interested, obviously. So you need to have a level and foundation that people, and then attract people to come for a sponsorship or come for support, all of that. So definitely much more work needs to be done, and that's one of the things that I'm interested in sports management and
Okay.
in improving the future.
Okay, so lastly, what would be your word of advice to the young budding football players?
I always keep mentoring them about dedication. Dedication is really, really important. And unfortunately, we have a lot of young players who are very talented and extremely talented, and just they're not dedicated enough. And I find that they don't want to put the correct time, the amount of time to train, how to take care of their health and sleep early. That just a little bit more dedication, and they would see a huge difference in them. So it's just a bit more dedication, because the talent is there, but just to turn it more into not just a fun thing that we do every 2-3 days. It's actually something that that they could do for their own life and as a career.
Okay, thank you so much, Nehal. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.